of stress and uncertainty for the matric class of 2022 at KwaMakhutha Comprehensive High School. Just over 400 learners sat for their matric final paper, and 236 were accused of copying in their mathematics paper. Learners believe they have been cleared as they received their statements of results after the investigations. Despite this, they are still unable to secure space at institutions of higher learning.
We started applying for the year 2024. Apparently, some universities started to promise us, but some they just rejected us because when we do our follow-ups, we got the information that on mathematics marks we got 0%, which got nothing. Meaning we don't have mathematics mark. We are like somebody who didn't perform mathematics at school.
Learners say it's depressing to know that they will spend another year at home.
It feels so depressing. Yeah, I'm depressed, stressed, mostly. Yeah, mostly I'm stressed because my friends or peers, are at university doing what we planned or what I wanted to be, and my life is stuck where I am right now.
The school governing body says attempts to get assistance from the Department of Education have yielded no positive results.
Umnyango uma sikhuluma as SGB, umnyango
from the time when they started investigating, the approach was very bad. When we were finally cleared, they have been making life difficult for us. We have tried everything, all efforts have been made, but nothing has been done by the department.
Lokho kwenza abazali kanye nezingane traumatized manje ngoba azazi ukuthi yini kufanele ziyenze.
The Provincial Education Department says not all of the 236 learners were cleared from cheating, saying each learner was investigated separately.
We're calling upon them, even now and today, to say if they approach our offices and plead their individual cases, we'll be able to assist them, because their cases is not a normal case where they can go to university and then simply like that they'll be admitted, because their cases needs us to intervene manually in terms of punching the system, in terms of speaking to the sitter to lift the suspension.
The department has advised affected learners to individually visit the department's provincial offices in Margate on the KwaZulu-Natal South Coast to be assisted. I'm Nonhlakani Pamakwaza for SABC News in Durban.
For more on the story, we're now joined by affected pupils Spesihle Gwala, his brother Spamandla Gwala, and the KwaZulu-Natal Education Department spokesperson Muzi Mahlambi, and they all join us for more on the scandal and to talk more on how this has affected Spesihle's life. Spesihle, Spamandla, as well as Muzi Mahlambi, thank you so much for joining us this evening here in SABC News. Spesihle, I'm going to start with you. Perhaps maybe if you can just outline and tell us, we've heard from you and we've heard from some of your former colleagues in your high school. How has this whole process affected you and your life?
What I can say is difficult.
It seems as if we are really struggling with that connection to Spesihle. Perhaps maybe let's try and re-establish the line, because we'll need to speak to both Spesihle Gwala, who is indeed here the victim, as well as his brother Spamandla Gwala, and we'll also get the Department of Education in KwaZulu-Natal to respond to some of the allegations there being presented by those who were in matric in 2020. 2022. Let's go back to one of our top stories for today, and for more on that matric story, we're now joined by Spesihle Gwala and his brother Siphamandla Gwala, as well as the KwaZulu-Natal Education Department spokesperson Muzi Mahlambi, and they all join us via our video link. Welcome once again to SABC News. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Spesihle, I'm going to start again with you. Perhaps just take us through your journey of you receiving your matric results, and of course that investigation that took place. But you are saying that you have been cleared, but you're still struggling here to apply for varsity.
Yes, there is it, ma'am. I was one of the candidates who were doing mathematics, who was doing matric 2022, and our results were supposed to be published on the year of 2023 January. So when our results were supposed to be published on the dates, we didn't receive our full results on the dates. We got the statement with the history on mathematics marks. So they said that there's an ongoing investigation. After a month, I think it was February last year, 14th of February last year, yes. We were called to school to bring those old statement with history, and then we'll get our mathematics marks on the statement display. So we went to the school, we received our statement with our marks on mathematics. Along the way, it was too late for us to register. I even went to GLT that same day to ask for maybe a space. So what happened is it was too late for me to register. So I then got an unexpected gap year, which was so painful because I had goals, I have things to achieve on the year of 2023. Apparently, nothing happened on my life on the year of 2023. So on the July, I started applying again. I'm using CO. So when I'm applying, I was applying at DUT, when at DUT and MUT, those universities which I do follow up. When I do follow up, they tell me that I don't have mathematics marks. That's the first problem. I don't have mathematics marks displayed on the system, meaning that on some courses I won't be able to start because of 0% mathematics marks.
Yeah.
So I went to Department of Education, to the school, as displaying my issue.
Yeah.
But we're not getting any assistance.
Yeah.
In fact, till now, the year of 2024, I tried to apply, but I got the same problem that our mathematics marks are not displayed in the system, and also that it's been a year. I finished my matric class.
Yeah.
So
And Siphamandla, you as the brother, you have been assisting in this whole process. Perhaps maybe if you can just give us an insight here in terms of when you approached the Department of Basic Education in KwaZulu-Natal, what has been their response to you?
Greetings to the viewers and to you, man. This has been a very depressing process for us as a family and the rest of the families of the learners of KwaMakhutha Comprehensive High School 2022. We went from the day of the investigation. We started following up until they received their statements, and then from there we did applications, and then we followed up now when they were supposed to receive the statements. There is a certificate. We are not getting the statements and the certificates, and we've been following. There is no door at the Durban Department of Education that we haven't knocked. We've been to Market, we've been to Truro House, we've been in contact with everyone. Even Muzi Mahlambi knows about me. I've been in contact with him, and now every time we go there, something as if something will happen, and then 2 days later, nothing happens, and then you go back there again, they say we are busy with your things, and then that we've been to certifications, we've been to exams, we've been to directors, we've been to everyone. I can give you a whole list of people that we've tried to encounter about getting these certificates, because initially when the investigation finished, they said the results would be out when the certificates must be issued. But from that day, we've been up and down every day. My brother is now a regular there who works at the Durban Central. He is a regular there. I'm a regular there. They know me. I can count.
Okay, Spamandla, I think we'll just have to hold and pause there for a moment and ask Mr. Mahlambi to respond to some of the frustrations you have raised. And Mr. Mahlambi, you've got a case here, and I'm sure you are well aware of what is taking place with some of the matriculants from 2022. They say that they have even approached you. What seems to be the problem here when it comes to these marks which are not reflecting, as this student is saying that he has been cleared in the investigation, and it still says when he applies that his mathematics marks do not appear on the system?
Evening and evening to your viewers and SPA and SPA at home. It's a very much undesirable situation where, as a department, we have to sit in front of TV and debate with our learners when they are in a situation like this. Under normal circumstances, I would say this is a good example that when we say a national paper should not be interfered with, and there are consequences if that happens, to say we are in this situation because a national paper was interfered with in terms of irregularities. That is why their cohort that wrote in the year in which they wrote never experienced the problems that they experienced. But because there was this allegation with them, they find themselves in this situation. When we speak of clearance, we must hasten to explain it, because this is what they are advancing to say we were cleared, and why marks were our results are not released. After investigation, there was a year where we withheld whatever that they needed to receive as a punishment. It was supposed to be 3 years, but we ended up, because of some of the things that they said, the pleading that they did at the investigation, it ended up being a 1 year. Some of the learners were advised to re-register, to rewrite. As we speak, some of them did that in January. When the rest of children received their results, they also received them. But in cases of learners who did not rewrite, were attending to their matters as individual cases as they come to us, because we will say to them they are cleared, but if they go to university, they will not appear on the system because we had manually blocked them. So what needs to happen is for them as individuals to come to our offices so that we can lift the blocking that we had effected due to the allegations. If then they've been to many offices, we had a meeting this afternoon as to how to manage this situation with DDG, responsible for curriculum, with Chief Director responsible for curriculum. We are directing them as individuals, as from tomorrow, to go to Malgate building. They will be attended to. Then they must state their case that this is a KwaMakhutha case. Because if they go to other offices, because you must remember that since this examination is a national property, but because we don't want them to go to national office, it's handled by our provincial office here. at Malgate.
All right, and specifically, you've heard there from the Department of Education in KwaZulu-Natal. You have been requested to go to the offices in Margate. Are you hopeful that this time around, you've been to many other of the offices? Are you hopeful that this time around that this issue will be resolved, as we are hearing directly here from the Department of Education in your province?
I'm not sure, but I will go to Malgate offices with the hoping that I will get assistance since it's from Mr. Mahlambi. Maybe that will have some value, and let's hope our issue will be resolved.
And Pamandla, you as the brother, you will surely be accompanying your younger brother tomorrow to the Margate offices. If maybe you can also just give us the impact this has done to your family as a unit.
This has been very difficult for our family. Our parents are elders, so whenever they're not feeling well emotionally, it will affect their physicality. So this has had a huge impact to our mother, and as a family as a whole. It has been very stressful for us, but we are very hopeful that it will work out tomorrow. And if possible, because we've been to a lot of people at Margate's office, can we have a person who is in charge of this that will get there and request for? Because I think more than me and my brother and the rest of my brothers, my parents will be the most people that will be delighted. This has taken a toll on my parents, especially my mom. She is not well physically, and this has made an impact. So we are very hopeful if we can get the person that we're going to direct to, because we've been to a lot of people at the Market office and also through office. If we can get the exact person, we're going to go, and we are very hopeful with what Mr. Mahlambi has discussed with us.
And Mr. Mahlambi, I'm sure you will ensure that, much intervention is being done in that regard. Maybe if you can paint a picture for us, because these results still reflect as a 0 or a 0 on the matric certificate, how long will this be resolved? Can uSpesihle still go to any institution this year and be included in a course which he wishes that he can still apply for in this academic year?
Yeah, if they come to our offices, somebody will punch manually and talk to the system manually. It's no longer a normal situation like the rest of the learners when their results were released, but they need a special intervention, which is a human intervention to do the punching. There is also Sita here and Malusi that is involved. That is why it's not a matter of going to a desk and get your whatever. So you need a senior person to talk to those systems and to talk to people from a preparator, so that there could be that facilitation.
All right, then thank you so much, Muzi Mahlambi, who is the spokesperson there of the Department of Education in KwaZulu-Natal, as well as Spesihle Gwala and his brother Pamandla Gwala. And hopefully, like Muzi Mahlambi, has committed himself, saying that this matter will be resolved, and of course has requested for Spesihle and Pamandla to ensure that tomorrow they make their way to the Margate offices so that these results can be corrected.